Are you ready for a one world currency? Bible prophecy warns us what will happen in our world under the leadership of the unholy Trinity, Satan, the Antichrist, and the false prophet. Revelation 13 reveals the coming one world currency, one world government, and one world religion. Today we call it the New World Order or the Great Reset. So let's jump into the one world currency. May I start with the US dollar? Something important to you and I. A little history first. Back in 1913, the Federal Reserve Act placed the Federal Reserve into private hands. Keep in mind, it is not a government agency. Back now to 1944, the Bretton Woods system established the US dollar as the world's reserve. Due to a number of factors, in 1971, President Nixon suspended our dollar being backed by gold, which ushered in the floating exchange rate. But our dollar remained dominant. So where are we today? The dollar is our fiat currency here in the U.S. Every country has their own fiat currency. Fiat money is government-issued currency that is not backed by a physical commodity, but by stability of the issuing government. May I ask, how is our country doing with a $37 trillion debt? The Federal Reserve is our central bank. Guess what? It cannot fail. They can print money out of thin air. In fact, they have printed over $6 trillion since 2020. Why am I sharing this? Many countries are attempting to get rid of the US dollar as the world's reserve currency. One example is BRICS, the nation of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. They have an alternate trade system using gold-backed currencies and the digital yuan. My opinion, I believe our dollar will collapse at some point, and this will lead to a new global reserve. More on that later. Let's now move to cryptocurrency. Crypto is a money that is completely virtual and is neither distributed nor regulated by a centralized government. It runs on a distributed ledger technology. The most well-known is Bitcoin, which was established in 2009. Bitcoin runs on a public ledger and has a limit of 21 million coins. Ready for this? Back in 2010, someone sold 10,000 coins for 2 pizzas. In April 11, the value was $1 per coin. Yesterday, in May of 2025, the value per coin went over, ready, $110,000. Other cryptocurrencies include Monero, Zcash, Litecoin, decentralized stablecoins, and WorldCoin. Now CBDCs. Central bank digital currency is a digital form of a country's fiat currency. It is smart money and programmable. Over 100 countries are using, exploring, or piloting CBDCs as of 2025. Are you ready for this? A CBD system will allow the government to surveil all financial transactions, impose limits on transactions, and dictate where and when an individual can spend their money. Do we want this? No, but it is coming. China, the EU, Nigeria, and India are now using CBDC systems. What about the US? We have a program called FedNow. Phase 1 will include surveillance and will be introduced between 2025 and 2027. Next, digital IDs. Digital IDs are critical for CBDCs, which will link all of your personal information. It includes biometrics, financial data, health records, and social credit score. 40 countries are now using or implementing ID systems. 11 states in the U.S. are now using it. What about you and I in airports? 250 TSA checkpoints now use digital IDs, and that includes Apple and Google wallets. And finally, blockchain. Blockchain is a decentralized, secure digital ledger technology that records transactions across multiple computers in a way that ensures transparency, immutability, and resistance to tampering. It is best known for cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, but is also used in finance, supply chains, and health care. A lot of countries use blockchain, but how about this one? The UN is advocating for a quick, blockchain-based ID for all refugees. Something big is going to happen soon in which a new global reserve will be introduced and replace the US dollar. And how might this happen? Here are a few possibilities. An EMP detonated over the US. Economic collapse. Nuclear attack. WMD. Civil war from within. A cyber attack. Or could it be the rapture? We are seeing things being set up right now for the Antichrist to take over and control the world. So now let's go to some Bible verses that refer to a one world currency. These verses will suggest a unified economical mechanism that restricts buying and selling to those who comply with the Antichrist system. Here's the biggie. Revelation 13:15 through 17. The second beast was given power to give breath to the image of the first beast, so that the image could speak and cause all who refused to worship the image to be killed. It also forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name. Here we see the Antichrist enforces a system where a mark is required for all economic transactions, effectively creating a controlled global economy. This mark implies a digital and unified currency system. Think about this. Is there a connection? Microsoft has a patent for the use of body energy for cryptocurrency transactions attached to the forehead or wrist. Now let's go to Revelation 14, verses 9 through 11. A third angel followed them and said in a loud voice, "If anyone worships the beast and his image and receives its mark on their forehead or on their hand, they too will drink the wine of God's fury. There will be no rest day or night for those who worship the beast and its image, or for anyone who receives the mark of its name." Here we see the spiritual and economical consequences of accepting the mark. The economic system is intertwined with a false religious system. Now to Revelation 18, verses 11 to 13. The merchants of the earth will weep and mourn over her because no one buys their cargoes anymore. Cargoes of gold, silver, precious stones, and pearls, and human beings sold as slaves. This is the fall of Babylon the Great, which is a global economic and political system and occurs during the second half of the tribulation. The merchants mourn when their centralized economy fails. May I summarize what we have discussed with this statement? Write this one down. The Antichrist system will merge digital ID plus CBDC plus social credit and will equal total enslavement. May I repeat? Did you get it? The Antichrist system will merge digital ID plus CBDC plus social credit and will equal total enslavement. Time to close. We have seen that the world is rapidly moving toward a unified financial system. Crypto, digital IDs, CBDCs, and blockchain are not just technological advancements, they are puzzle pieces in a larger prophetic picture. Our dollar is in trouble and signals a shift toward global economic control. From the verses found in Revelation 13, 14, 18, and Daniel 11, we are warned that this control will one day fall into the hands of the Antichrist, and he will use this power to dominate the world during the tribulation. But we have hope, and that is God. God is sovereign, and His Word prepares us to discern these times. As believers, first we are called to watch. Mark 13, verse 33. Be on guard, be alert. You do not know when that time will come. Number 2, we are to trust in God's provisions. Philippians 4, verse 19. And my God will meet all your needs according to the riches of His glory in Christ Jesus. And third, we are to warn others. As Christians, we look forward to that blessed hope of the rapture. We are to stay vigilant, study the Scriptures, and share the gospel with our friends and family.